everyone, I'm here today with a multi-tool review. You might have seen my video of the Leatherman Wave, which is my personal favorite multi-tool that I have. I only have about 4 or 5, but that's probably my favorite. And this one I have here is the Leatherman Wingman. Now, for those of you who don't know, this one is on the lower side of the Leatherman line. The Wingman would usually be about $90 without the add-on accessories. This one usually is around maybe $29 or $30. I picked it up for $29 at Walmart. And I don't want to call it a basic multi-tool because it's actually much better than what you would expect from a basic multi-tool. And I think if you give this to the typical person who's never had a multi-tool, they'd be thrilled with it. I have what I consider better multi-tools, more expensive multi-tools, tools that have more functions, but I still really like this one a lot, and I think it's well worth $29. So if you're looking for like a second multi-tool and you don't want to spend $90 for a Wave or a lot for another one, this is the one to get. It doesn't do as much, like I said, as the Leatherman Wave would do, but it does quite a bit. So let me just show you. And actually, believe it or not, actually there's a couple of things better. So you open this up, and just like your typical Leatherman, it has pliers. Now, what I like about this is the pliers actually have a spring in them, which I gotta tell you, I'm kind of surprised that the higher end Leatherman line doesn't have these, because I like them. It's one of those things that's easier to get a good grip on something, and it opens up. It's one less thing that you have to do and think about. So can't beat that, really. Next thing I'd like to show you are the knife and the scissors. Let's get this over here. Okay, so as you would expect, the knife is very good, and it's actually quite sharp, which is a very good thing for a knife. Let's get this open here. Let's see here. Okay. Now the knife locks back, and keep that in mind, how the knife locks back, because not everything on this multi-tool does in fact lock back. But it's very sharp. It's about maybe a 2-inch blade or so, and it's a regular Leatherman quality. Like I said, it's not as long as the other blade, and unlike the Wave, it doesn't have 2 separate blades, but definitely nice. Now here we have, let's see if we can get this out of here. We have the scissors. The scissors are actually really good. The nice thing about the scissors is that they do lock back, and let's get that spring fix here. They do lock back, which is nice, and they're a very good size. I mean, for small scissors, I find that they actually beat to the other Leatherman multi-tools, and they also beat the Victorinox Swiss Army knife scissors. If you have the, I think it's called the Swiss Champ. It's one of the higher end Swiss Army knives. It actually beats those, in my opinion. Not bad for like $29. Okay, so we're going to close this, and like I said, now both the knife and the scissors lock back, which is nice. Now, not so with the other tools that are in here. On this side, we have, let's get these over here. Okay, so we have a very strange looking Phillips head screwdriver. I have not used this yet, but as you can tell from looking at it head on, it's a little bit different than your typical Phillips head screwdriver. It's kind of like half a Phillips, actually. And then here we have just a regular flat blade screwdriver. And again, these do not lock back. Now, I am assuming that if you hold it like this, you don't have to worry about, hurting your finger if they close or anything. And they do go back fairly well, but it's not a locking mechanism like you would find on the Leatherman Wave. But again, you're not spending all that money either. Now, on this side, please excuse my clumsiness. On this side, we have a can opener. / bottle opener, actually. We have a file, and this thing right here is supposed to be a package opening tool. I actually tried to use it to open a package. I didn't have much luck. It's kind of a waste. From what I've seen, there used to be an awl in there, and the awl is gone. I would have preferred the awl, but, you know, maybe the package opening tool will become in use at some point for some reason. Now we have a file. Files are good, and the tip of this can also be used as like a smaller screwdriver head, which is nice. Problem is, this doesn't really... I don't think it would really do too much filing. I don't think it would be that useful. And then this is kind of the disappointing side. On the other end of the file, there is... Let me just fold this out of the way so it's not here anyway. We have a ruler. Now, rulers are good. Rulers are useful. The problem is this one is about 1.5 inches. Yeah, we have an inch, and it's not even really 1.5 inches to be honest with you. It's like 1 7/8 inches. I don't know what the point of that is. I mean, if you're measuring something that's like 3/4 of an inch or an inch, then I can kind of see how it's useful. But I think it makes more sense to actually have the ruler on the edge of the handle. Maybe you can actually have 2 inches or 2.5 or 3 inches. It just seems a lot more useful to me. That's one of the things I'd probably suggest. Put the ruler on the handle, and then maybe bulk up the slide, get rid of the package tool, bulk up the file, get rid of the packaging tool. Something I would do. But I think sometimes with companies, they like to get as many things in there as possible, thinking that, you know, most people would be impressed with, say, 12 tools or 14 tools rather than 8 or 10. But it might be better if you have 8 or 10 that work really, really well than 12 or 14 that work well. So that's one of those things. Now, I had actually watched a review that was done by Nut and Fancy, and he pointed something out that I might not have noticed. And that's that with his, he had some sideways kind of movement here. If you look, there's like just a little tiny bit of give here. Like you can hardly even notice it, but it is there. And then another thing I noticed, and it might not be apparent here, but this side actually comes up just a little bit more than the right side. A little bit of a detail that I don't think it makes a big difference, but just one of those things to point out that you wouldn't see with some of the other Leatherman. But I mean, again, with that said, I would highly recommend this. I think it's an awesome multi-tool. And like I said, you know, you're losing a little bit when compared to the Wave or some of the comparable tools, but you're not losing that much, especially when you consider how it's $60 less. You know, and one other thing too, the Wave would come with a belt clip. This one, the belt clip is separate for the Wave. It's only about $5 or $6, but it's a separate add-on. This one comes with it. It's really, really secure, and it's got nice deep spacing there. So if you have like a thicker belt, it'll stay on there. It's very good. So basically, I'd give this my highest recommendation. Really, really nice tool if you're looking for something that is really up to the task of getting you out of some jams. This is it. Alright guys, don't forget to leave your comments, likes, and tell all your friends how great my reviews are. Yeah, lie to them. Okay, have a good one guys. See ya.